Hi everybody, welcome to part 4 of the Viking ship build. Seems like I've solved my computer problems that I was complaining about on the Facebooks. That was a faulty driver. So I shall crack on with editing this and putting this online. Which really sounds stupid because you're watching it online. Anyway, in this part I'll be showing a little bit of making the things and oars, and for starters I have done a little better explanation on how I did that knot thingy there. So enjoy. Okay, in the previous video I attempted to explain that little knot bow type thing there, and it's kind of difficult, so I have prepared a showing how I did this thing bit stuff. So in this case I have an old shoestring and a piece of spare wood, so I can show you how I did that part. I'm not saying it's the correct way to tie it, but that's how I did it. So with your piece of rope, string, whatever, dust, you have to make a loop like this. So you have a short end and a long end, and you have to make sure the long end goes on the inside, because we'll be looping like that. And then it's basically just pulling both through that loop like that, and then tightening it. So that's one end, and now we'll loop. So we'll make this part, that's that part. Basically you check where which way your rope is going. Maybe I should zoom you in a little bit there. So it's going like that. Hold it. This long end goes through there, like that, to make the start of that loop. And let's see, it goes behind. Keep this loop open a bit, and through again like that, and by pulling that end carefully you can tighten it like that, and there you go. That's that thing done in a much larger scale, but it's the same principle. I'm no not expert anyway in any way, so if this is incorrect, it's incorrect. I don't know. Obviously you can tie these off. I won't, because I'm not gonna use this, or glue these together, which I did. I made a little knot and then glued that knot and cut off the excess, and then covered it up with the other string. That's to hide it all. So that's how I did that. I hope it's helpful. Now you can play around with it. Whee! So yeah, anyway, I'll go off camera now and continue with doing all of the oars I still need to make. Just a few. Yeah, okay. Well, I'll get back to the camera when I've finished these, so until then, bye. Alright, time for some sanding. It's here. I need to make that part. I'm not sure what it's called really. Does it say? Does it say? That's really the issue. Jutanguni. Let's look at that. Doesn't say Tanguni. Okay. I'm assuming D-U-E is 2 in Italian or something. And Tangoni is number 72. And that's his swinging boom. Okay. So in the Italian instructions they do tell you which size rod you need, and they very handily left it out in the English, so I go back and forth a lot. So 4 mil. This is 1:1 scale, so we can just check, and I think I may have. Where the hell is my? Here it is. This thing still haven't looked up how it's called in English. So this is the 4 mil, and I'm guessing I already cut that to size. Yes. So we shall need to mark off that. Roughly there. So that should do it. Alright. Now the way I sanded all the parts basically, except for the smaller ones, I have a trick for that. With a drill. I think I have it in this video. So I am looking for my sanding sticks. Sanding sticks. So I actually use several, like a whole bunch. And this is my coarsest, and I have a small version of that. So it's basically coarse and a bit less coarse, sort of medium. This is medium to fine. This is also medium to fine, different brand, doesn't matter. This is medium to fine as well, but different color. And this is the cheap store women's nail thing with the very fine grades on the side, so I can use that if needed. So with the coarse, I usually just start roughly shaping the piece. This is exciting TV. Yes, it is. No, we'll speed it up anyway. Right. I'll just roughly find sort of the middle of this thing. And now I shall need my knife, but not that one. Here we are. Get rid of this dust. So I'm gonna roughly shape it. Like that. Maybe I should zoom in a bit. Maybe. So I'm slicing off really thin pieces of wood. Not a massive chunk at one go, so it's easier to get a bit more wood off than actually adding wood. That's a bit too thin there, I think. So this is roughly this the I forgot how it was called. Swinging boom. Yeah, I cheated. So I have to have it up here now, so I can be a little bit more accurate. So that's starting to look nice. I might carve some more off here. Like that. Get a file. Not very good at working and talking at the same time, so kind of difficult to explain what I'm doing. So this is a half round one, so I can shape the neck a bit nicer. Hardly any pressure, so alright. Now we need again the knife to shape the actual fork thing. This is the first I've done, so this is kind of my exploration process into how you have to do this. I kind of want this a bit more round, so I'll get my round file, gently start filing away, but it's too thick. Let's go to the medium. Oh no. I need a more curvature. This is one tough puppy. Well, it actually remotely resembles the piece on the manual, so let's take this back. not too bad. I think this needs a little bit of flattening, just a bit. Let's go medium. Like that. Alright, medium. Same thing. So alright, and now to finish it I have some really fine sanding paper, so just rub it over with that a few times. There we go. Bit more. Get that out of the way. So here we have too much zoom. And my very first attempt. This part's a bit off, so I need to correct that. But yeah, that's how we go. Need to give this a bit more of a natural shape. Oh, I split the wood. The wood, split it. Splitting the woodsies, never a good plan. Fixing the woodsies. Okay. Clean that up. Right, this is my piece. I need to clean that up, but I've split the wood, so I will now have to wait a couple of hours until the glue actually dries. So Alright, the oars. Let me fold this out. So on page 2 and 3 at the bottom there's a drawing of the oars. It says here, let's zoom in a bit. Try and get that in shot. There we go. So scale 1:1, and then it says 4 pieces per unit. So this is side view, this is top view for 1. There's 2, which is a bit shorter, and all the way to 7. So there's seven different sizes. I'm working on. the last of the 7, so the very last oar. Basically I took one of the rods, measured it, so drew a line there with pencil, and then with a knife, let's take a piece of scrap. So with a knife, let's pretend we have to cut this off, just rolled it and pressed down a little bit. So there we go. So you get a pretty nice smooth edge. There was a few I did with the clippers, but they make a dent. I can show you. Oh! So they flatten the wood, and that's not a problem, but it makes the sanding somewhat more difficult. Now with electric tape I taped off the handle size, so you have to reduce that to a very small focus. No focus? No focus. To a small diameter. Now with the sanding sticks, very coarse, a little bit less coarse, and pretty fine. I sanded these down carefully, so I'm spinning the oar while I'm sanding. It's not really that difficult to do, and this takes about, I don't know, 5-ish minutes in real time. So we'll just either speed this up or just jump cut to the end here. So mine came out all different. I don't think that's a problem. In my mind, back in the day when the Vikings were building these ships, they were doing everything by hand, so not every oar looked exactly the same, I guess. So that shouldn't be a problem. Right, I got sort of a rough shape there, which means I will now go one grade finer. There we go. That's about the correct size. I might pronounce the edge a bit more, like that. And then with this smooth course, just give it a once over to really smoothen that. So that's your handle. Get that dust out of the way. And then we peel off the electrical tape. Okay, if it will still stick, doesn't really matter. Kind of roughly placed it in the middle. It's for my own convenience. That serves no other purpose. So now, if we look at the shape of the oar, this one, you can see it's not straight anymore, so we have to set that shape in. again with the coarsest one, just do the general shape. Just lightly, no real pressure on the sanding stick. I might do this a bit. Like that. There. The same on this side. Used to correct. Woo! Correct for that. Okay. Now, this is where the come on, the blade needs to go. So it's more pronounced tip. So what I do is go to the drawing and mark it. So it should go to there, into the handle. Stay. You can do that in several ways, I guess. I found if you send the tip first and then try to make the incision, it will split real easy. So you can do it before you start sanding, or just do the kind of sort of rough shape first. Like that, and then start your incision, so you have a little bit more wood to keep it together, really. Now my attack angle is to roughly find the center, and it doesn't matter which way you go, so find the center and make a small cut in there, really. Now I have a saw, which is not a model hobby saw or anything, but it's the same thickness roughly as the blade, so this makes my life easier. Now all we do is get the saw into the little thing I got in there. The problem with this saw is it's meant for sawing metal bits and electrical wire tubes and stuff like that, so it's a bit difficult to get it started in this soft wood, but we'll get there. Nope, it doesn't want to go. Let's give it some more. There we go. Oh, let's turn it around, because I have taped off a bit to hold it. Come on, you can do it. No one's watching anyway. Now we just saw this to the mark we set. Usually I do a little bit of a test fit to see. Yeah, slides in nicely. Alright, all this dust. With the medium grit I usually use for this, start sanding the tip into shape. Again, no pressure, just let this stick to the work. There, I'll remove the tape. And now I'll just go over it again lightly. There we go. And then with a fine grit, I'll smooth it. There. Get the dust out of the way. So your basic shape. You get the oar blade and get dust everywhere. Gluing this in is also really simple. Just apply a bit of glue at both sides of the bottom end of the blade or blade. I don't even know if that's the correct term, but and then find your gap like that. Oh. And just slide it in like that. I don't know if that was on camera. Now there's a lot of glue there, so I usually just wipe that away. Just position it nicely. Clean off the glue of my fingers. You could clamp this with any clamping thing you have, really. I didn't clamp these down, any of them, and they have turned out okay. So that's this one done. Only 5 million more to go. So that's it for part 4. We did the oars, we did the swinging boom things, if I remember correctly what they're called. Now for me it's off to do more staining on them, which I will cover in the next part. So, thanks very much for watching. If you liked my video, please give me a like. If you didn't like it, there's a dislike button for a reason. If you dislike it, please let me know in the comments why. Give me some feedback. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to my channel so you can get all the latest updates, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Take care.